how you're feeling and everything, do you feel just in general this has been the best, all in all, like holistically, headspace, everything you've been, maybe in your career?
Uh, for the most part, yeah. I think it's one of my better years as far as mentally and physically. So I can't complain. Take it as a blessing and try to make the most out of it.
Just what about the challenge of trying to sack Josh Allen and everyone's just like Derrick Henry or a fullback, like whatever comparison?
Yeah, I mean the guy's unbelievable. What he can do at the quarterback position and with the ball in general. There's no one like him, so it'll be a fun matchup. He's the reigning MVP for a reason, so we'll have to stop him. We'll have to stop that running game, and we'll have to try and make him one-dimensional. But that's a hell of a dimension to have.
I know you want the sack record becoming a win, but would it mean something special to do it against a guy like Allen, who's an MVP?
Absolutely. I mean, he's a gunslinger himself, so he's the kind of guy that I guess you would say Mike got those years ago. So I think it's a bit of a funny comparison because those guys have the similar styles, and me and Mike have been compared before. But yeah, it would mean a lot to get against him because he's very special, and I have a lot of admiration for what he can do with the football.
There's no agreement that he's going to lay down for you, right?
Not quite. Not quite.
Is there any extra juice chasing it at home?
Yeah, I want to get in front of the home fans. Most of all, I want to get the win. I don't want it to be some emotional conflict between me getting in and we're getting our tails whooped, or we're down at the end of the game. So I want to be able to sharing a joyous moment for everybody.
That being said, Kevin said that you're still putting the team goal in front of how hard has that been when you're at the end of the season, knowing you guys are at a playoff to kind of compartmentalize and do that?
Not hard at all. I mean, I selfishly want to win, and I think everyone should be selfish in that matter. And I think when everyone has that mindset, it becomes a team goal. So I want us all to share in that together.
Myles, you mentioned it a few times the TFL record as well. As much as we've asked you about the sack record, that's sort of at the forefront of everyone's mind. How much is that also something that you're thinking about with a couple games ago?
I probably think about that one a little bit more because I'm further away, and they're a little bit harder to get. You can't get any halves. You can't be late. You can get a sack with no gain. You can't get a TFL with no gain. So they're a little bit difficult in their own right to get. And but they also are just very beneficial to the defense and what we're trying to do to win games. So I want to be able to just make negative plays happen for the defense.
Myles, thinking about the last few years of you playing in Jim's defense, like what has it been like to play for him? And I mean, guys keep talking about how motivated he keeps everyone, even if the wins and losses aren't where you want them, and everything.
Wins and losses aren't where we want them for sure, and it's tough. I wish we could figure it all out a little bit sooner, but to play for Jim has been an honor and a privilege. He's a great coach. He's been a great man of character and a great leader, and so I just appreciate the fact that I've been able to be coached by him. He's helped elevate my game and take it to the heights we see now.
Myles, we talked to Mike Bloomgren today, and he was praising Joel Bitonio for his leadership. And obviously, you've been around Joel since you came to the league. I mean, I guess what can you say about Joel and what it's been like being a teammate of his and what he's brought to just this entire life?
He's a rock that everybody leans on. He's just steady and consistent. He's always the same. Love seeing that big old smile on him. But every time he's in the game, you never see him put his head down. You always see him, just attack every day like he attacks, defensive players. He's that steady, consistent, character in the locker room. And anytime he goes out there, you just feel a little bit more comfortable.
Do you remember that training camp where you had to kind of kick out to left tackle and you were going against him?
I do. And I remember for the first 2 days, I thought it was so awkward going against him because it was just a completely different set. And and y'all talking, saying I was looking bad, and I was like, damn, I am looking bad. And then I figured it out, and I started feeling better. I was like, I started to realize that, man, there are different sets, there's people do different things, and like, that helped elevate how much I had to study and grow as a player, and I appreciate him giving me a bit of a wake up call and helping me learn.
Kevin, you were talking earlier today about the degree of difficulty of what you're doing. You're seeing fewer pass rush opportunities, yet you're still chasing this record. How much pride do you take in that part of it?
I mean, you can only make the most of the opportunities that you get. I'm not asking for more. Hopefully, I don't get any less. But just going out there and playing the game I can play. I can't complain. I'm getting less opportunities than other guys. You just gotta go out there and make plays. If you want to see more, then you gotta earn more.
You've been pretty vocal about your goals throughout your career, except for when we start talking about greatest ever. You seem to have a different approach to that. You've said in the past, I think, like, you have too much respect for the guys who've come before you. Where does that mindset come from for you?
They paved the way. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. I wouldn't be the player that I am without the shoe. As far as the Von Millers, go as far back as Deacon, LT, Reggie, DT, all those guys and many more. Grew up watching them and taking things from them, and you can't compare our game to them. It's dramatically different, and sure the rules and the things that we're allowed to do and that we're privy to now. They just didn't have the access to that, and it goes both ways. So comparing generations and decades is fun, and it's a cool discussion to have. But just being able to play dominant football, that's all I want to do. I want to be the best of my generation, because I can only speak for this generation of players and what we're able to go through and who we're able to challenge and beat. At the end of the day, everything else is just hearsay and conjecture.
We'll take two more.
How much will it mean to you to also set this record, fans in Cleveland, as opposed to if you had been somewhere where you spent all this time here? Does it make it that much more meaningful that Cleveland fans have supported you all this time will be able to celebrate this with you?
Isn't that the same question? Just
It's more like what it means to be with one team your whole career.
okay.
Right, Mary Kay? Is that what you're saying there?
My question was, you were almost not here.
Okay.
You were almost not here. And you're here in
Yeah.
Cleveland. And
I
how
am
much does that
here,
mean
and
to you?
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to play in front of these fans who supported me through everything, the seasons up and down, and just all the things that have gone on with my career and the Browns team in general for my last 9 years. For them to still turn out and still support me and still want to be a part of this ride in general is special to me, and I'm hoping they still turn out and have energy and love for us as they always do.
And have you felt love, from these fans all season long? I know it's a tough offseason for some of them, but it seems like they're completely on board.
It's a tough season for everybody, so they got to get in line on that one. But it is nice to see them still turn out. I've been there for years where I wanted to see more, and then I've also been here for a couple of years in which the place was completely packed, and I was just ecstatic to be a part of an environment like that, and I want to continue to make them proud, however I can and we can, and keep on putting butts in seats and putting smiles on faces.
Appreciate it.
You got one, Scott?
Yeah, just during the game last week, I think they mentioned that you had surgery in the offseason to get the plates out of your feet when you're younger.
Mm-hmm.
Just how much better does that feel, and what went into, was it a long recovery process?
I wouldn't say it was too long. It wasn't like it was like the recovery of like a major injury, but it was long enough for me. I couldn't get back to the Myles that we sit down for a couple months. So that was tough to deal with, and I don't like to sit still. So getting me in one place and having to do all this rehab was difficult enough, but I knew it was just part of the process. But being able to stand, to walk around, to do anything without pain, I'll take that any day. So
You feel it makes a big difference.
absolutely. I mean, it was like 3 games of the season last year where I was debating whether I was going to be playing in games after that. So it's a blessing to be where I am now, feeling as good as I am at this point in the season.
Thank you.